Today on the channel, we go absolutely berserk with KWK's Berserker.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another KWK Retro unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a very interesting one with John Nord, aka the Berserker ×2. But for all your Berserker needs, hit up KWK, shop KWK that is. You can also go to the Asylum, J&J Figures, and other places if you're looking for these. But shout out to the KWK team, making these pretty available to everybody, no matter where you're located in the world, the Earth, there it is. But of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's dive into the Berserker ×2. But in a plot twist, I do have a loose sample of the J&J figure one. We'll bring that out later on in this video, but let's start with the old blue card here. We got the Berserker on the front, looking like he's ready to berserk all over stuff up there in Minnesota, Viking country, as we do know. Got the Berserker on the front, looking good. KWK, 18 and up, you 17-year-olds, you can't handle the Berserker. Looking very good here. Berserking all over the place. You got the readout back there. You got the cross-sell down below, which you guys know I always love a good cross-sell. And then down here, special thanks, Kyle Peterson. Of course, got my name right in there. Looking good. Berserker, height 203 centimeters, aka 6'8". I don't know about that 6'8" business, but he's close. Height, yeah, that was what we just did. Weight, 323 pounds. Born October 18th, 1959. From St. Cloud, Minnesota. Beautiful this time of year. I got an office up there in St. Cloud. Might have to go visit him. Knock on doors. Is the Berserker home? Can Berserker come out to play? Real name, Jonathan Nord. Career highlights, PWI. Rookie of the Year, 1985. Okay. Ranked number 52 in the PWI 500, 1992. Interesting turn of events there. And probably the same readout on this one, too. The yellow card here in the blue. Looking good. Is that the same image? Yep, same image, just photoshopped differently with the different colors on it there. We got the Berserker on the front, 18 and up once again. Same readout on the back, looking very good. Yellow card, blue card, pick your poison, as they do say. But I gotta run because I just heard the doorbell, and that means only one thing. Kyle's Sentinel is here, and I have to sign for it. So I'll be right back with a double dose of the Berserker. All right, we're back, and I got the Berserker out of the package here, but in a plot twist, I had some Sentinel disaster going on, and I'm sure I'll talk about that in my Sentinel unboxing. Ooh, fired up. I'm going to try to cool my jets a little bit and dive into the Berserker ×2. So we got the blue version, we got the brown version. I guess let's go with the new version. Let's go with the blue version here. Now, this is a deluxe figure, and it is deluxe because it gets multiple accessories. Now, we got a shield here looking like St. Cloud's finest garbage can lid is what it looks like to me. But you got some dings and some dents on there. This is a Berserker that's been berserking all over the place. Is that what they call it these days? But the Berserker, I should bring up my Berserker memory. Of course, as a little kid, I remember the Berserker. I'm like, oh, here he is. He's got Master Fuji with him. We got another bad guy. Kind of that whole song and dance. And I remember him a little bit from the AWA, but mostly as his time as the Berserker. I lived in AWA country. I live in AWA country, whatever you want to call it. Me and Greg Gagne tight. You guys know that. But I'll never forget the time, and I think Berserker's biggest memory for a lot of people was when he tried to murder The Undertaker on one fine Saturday morning on Superstars. I'll never forget where I was. I remember sitting on the couch, my house that I grew up in as a child, the one Destro's lost in the backyard to this day. I remember sitting on the couch there, eating some cereal, and just watching Superstars, as any good boy would do once upon a time. And see the Berserker try to murder the Undertaker in the ring was absolutely amazing. I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. I remember yelling and telling my dad, "Dad, you're not going to believe what happened here today. They tried to murder the Undertaker." And he didn't see that kind of stuff. And, you know, you'd see the Berserker come down with his sword all the time. It's kind of like Triple H and his sledgehammer, you know? He's always hitting people with it. He's putting his hand on the end and then putting the hammer part here, and he's hitting you with the hand. I was always like, why do you swing back and just drill that guy in the head with that thing and just finish it once and for all? Kind of the same thing with Berserker. You'd see him hit somebody with the handle of it. It's like, what are we doing? But on this faithful Saturday, he turned that sword upside down and tried to murder the Undertaker. It was wild. And then you saw it go into the ring. I remember just being like, that is a real sword. It went through the ring. Much like the Legion of Doom once upon a time. I'll never forget Hawk and Animal throwing their shoulder pads off in the ring and it like pegging into the ring, like upside down, where it just daggered right in there. I'm like, those are real spikes. They're not fake spikes like I thought they were. Oh, the mind of a little boy, of course. But now, diving into this, we do get the sword with the Berserker. He's not messing around. He's not messing around. Got the blade in gray. Got the gold handle on here. Looking good. He's ready to berserk. And then we do get the Viking helmet here. He's from Viking country. I'm sure he loves the Minnesota Vikings. You got that going on, looking very nice. And now, diving into John Nord, the Berserker himself. Starting with the head sculpt department. He's got that side face. It almost looks like he's got Bell's palsy or something. But you know he's hussing all over the place is what he's doing. He's got the big beard going there. Always gets a comparison, of course, to one Bruiser Brody. The long bushy hair, the bushy beard. Of course, the boots down there, very reminiscent of Bruiser Brody along the way. A very circular head, but a good head, and I would either think this is Bruiser Brody or the Berserker, so I think it gets the point across. Now, the helmet here, unfortunately, does not stay on as well as we would like. You just put it on here, it will stay just fine, but the minute you turn it, it will fall off. And obviously, hats, helmets, very hard to stay on these retro figures. We've seen it with grapplers and gimmicks with, was it Papa Shango or the Godfather? We had that issue. It almost reminds you back to, of course, the days of Hasbro they were molded in, which some people didn't like that. It didn't bother me, but I guess it gives us a different option with this here. You might have to get some blue sticky tack or whatever, put it on there, and it'll stick this on there. We shouldn't have to do that, but if you really want it snug, you want it to stay, that's probably what you're going to have to do to put that on there. So your mileage may vary, as we say. Now, one cool thing with these Berserker figures, and obviously the weapons are going to be the same for both characters. The figures are the exact same. They're just painted differently. At the end of the day, which one do you prefer? How do you prefer your Berserker? We got the same thing going on, blue or brown. Like I said, choose your own adventure. And then I should grab the other one. I got the green version here. And once again, everything is the same. It's just color patterns are different. So just choose your favorite color, but we're going to run through it with this blue one right here. Now, the cool thing about the Berserker here is a lot of people, a lot of hardcore Hasbro fans, and Sean, the leader of the KWK team over there, he's a big Hasbro guy. He's got a lot of great Hasbros in his collection, so he knows the history of Hasbro. And most people that know the history know that the Berserker figure was originally going to be like Tatanka or the Texas Tornado. So he faithfully said, hey, let's finally get that figure out there once and for all, as they changed the Berserker to the more Hacksaw Jim Duggan pose in the Hasbro days. We'll compare that later on in this video. So now we do get this. Of course, we don't have the Hasbro action feature with this though, but we do got the arms like that. Now I will say the arms would spread out like this, maybe a little bit long. Now a little bit long in the arms is what it looks like to me here. Your mileage may vary on how you feel about that, but it seems like his wingspan is a little longer than it should have been, shortened up just a little bit, I do think. Now, you do got the bend at the elbows here with the pins. It looks good when it's bent in, but I don't like that connection piece here. I don't like where it connects. It looks a little unsightly, a little too squared off for me. Personal preference, of course, but we do have that going on. Blue wrist tape, and then you got two gripping hands here. He's got holes in his hand so he can hold his weapons, his shield, his sword. I think that is really nice. Articulation-wise, the arms, of course, side to side right here with the bend. Head, really nothing to write home about. A little bit side to side. You do get the waist articulation. No retro action with these once again. He does got his blue shirt going on. You got the gold buttons there as well. Same thing over here. Brown with gold, green with gold. Choose your Berserker adventure once again. Brown knee pads. You do got the white boots down here. Love the fur boots. Very cool. Very Berserker. Very Bruiser Brody. Once again, you get the black boots down here looking very nice. No issues with this one. He should fit on a Mattel ringside stand. Yep, using code Kyle, save 10% over there. Look at that. So he does fit very easily on that one. But I wanted to bring out the old Berserker from Hasbro once upon a time. This one has soft goods over the top. It is the Hacksaw Jim Duggan mold. And it's weird as a kid, going back to the LJNs and Hasbro, at least me, maybe, once again, I'm speaking for myself here. I never said, oh, wow, Berserker and Hacksaw share the same body. Like, it never put two and two together. I had them both as a kid. I played with them as a kid, but that was Hacksaw. That was the Berserker. They were what they were. I never thought, hey, wait a minute, this company's getting the most out of their molds like we do now. I think that's interesting. And it's interesting that they went with this one instead of this style body. Late game change, I guess, with that one. As we can see, you do got the molded on helmet, the Viking helmet over here. Very cool. Very cool, no doubt about it. He's got the Hacksaw Jim Duggan thumbs up. Shouldn't I have noticed that maybe? I don't know. He's got the spot to hold the 2x4 as well. I wonder how well this fits in here. Yeah, not very well. Maybe this one will fit in a little bit better. Well, there you go. You could always put the shield in here if you wanted to, borrow some accessories, move them over, give a Berserker a little extra action, and I should see. Yep, sword fits in there perfectly. Give me another shield. I'll die on this shield. Look at that, fits in there very nice. So the helmet is a little suspect. You might need some sticky tack to get that to stay. Yeah, you're gonna need to. But the other stuff fits very well on there. So a little of this, a little of that, make it your own. An interesting Berserker, no doubt about it, but a lot of accessories, truly a deluxe figure in the retro line. And I know they got this figure, they being KWK, because John Nord was on some hard times, and they wanted to help him out. So a lot of the proceeds, well, a lot of the proceeds anyways were going to him, but it helped get him those proceeds a little bit faster than he would have. So something to be said about that, commended about that as well. So there it is, the Berserker KWK ×3 with a little Hasbro run-in. What's your guys' thoughts on this Berserker? You need this in your collection? You like the Berserker? Huh? Huss? Huss? Are we going to do some of that? Maybe? Sound off in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget Patreon, YouTube channel memberships for even more content. Don't forget to like this video. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available wherever podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. So for the Berserker, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to